The 2023 NFL draft class has already been amazing so far, with several players already dominating and looking like some of the top players at their positions. So today we're going to take a roster made up of all of the NFL rookies, and we're going to see how they all develop if they were all thrown onto a big team. And we're going to see if we can turn any of these players into potential Hall of Famers. But we are super close to 20K, so if you like Madden rebuilds, be sure to subscribe, because I always do crazy rebuilds like this. So if you're into that, of course, be sure to subscribe. And I actually have a similar video idea to this, so if we can hit 1,500 likes, I'll do that. And I think y'all would really enjoy it. I've seen a lot of people asking for it. So be sure to take like 2 seconds to drop a like. It really helps with the channel. It sounds stupid, but it really does. And imagine if everyone did it, we would be at like 20,000 likes or something. And of course, let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all might have, because if I pick your comment, if I use your idea, I'll give you a shout out. No shout out for this one because so many people suggested it and I just couldn't find the first one. But clearly y'all wanted to see this one, so let's get into it. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about the rookie class so far. I've had some pre-draft takes, not aged super well so far, but a few of them have aged better than, like, I could have even imagined. So, fair warning, this is gonna make people mad, inevitably, but, well, this first one might not. But my QB1 in the class was far and away Bryce Young. He definitely has not been good so far. However, something interesting I saw that makes me think Frank Reich might be the worst head coach in the NFL is the difference in stats from Bryce Young when he has 6-man protection versus 5-man protection. His stats when he has 6-man protection is like one of the best in the NFL, and when he has 5, it's one of the worst. So I don't know why they don't just put 6 blockers all the time. I don't know how you don't notice that as an NFL head coach. So I don't know what the hell the Panthers are doing. And possibly my biggest, like, football pet peeve, I guess. I hate that word, but like, the thing that annoys me the most is people giving up on rookies so early. Bryce Young is like 5 games into his NFL career, and there are people calling him a bust. NFL fans are so goddamn stupid sometimes. If these people were like NFL GMs for some reason, like Peyton Manning never would have been good. He was awful to start his career, and then guess what? He developed into like one of the best QBs of all time. So even if there's a rookie struggling on this team, give them a chance. And now my take that has aged perfectly, even better than I thought it would. This one, it's already made a million people mad, and it's gonna make a lot more mad here. Jahmyr Gibbs was an absolutely horrific pick, and I think my draft day take was, why are you taking Jahmyr Gibbs in the first round when you can get someone like Devon Achane? I think he was the exact example I used. Why are you taking Gibbs number 12 overall when you can get someone like Achane in like the 3rd round? Is that where he went? Yeah, like the late-ish 3rd round. And I thought Gibbs would at least be a good player so far, but they just haven't used him. And to spend that high of a pick on a running back and have them not immediately be like a Bijan Robinson type player, like immediate huge impact, is one of the worst picks I've seen, I'm gonna be honest. And I liked Gibbs as a prospect, but not number 12 overall. I liked him in like the 2nd or 3rd round. Plus they had DeAndre Swift. If they just kept him, he's doing better, and they could have saved a 1st round pick and spent it on something else. Like, Lions fans have already given me so much shit for that take, but I think it's aging perfectly, even better than I could have imagined, because the example I used is dominating, and Gibbs has done nothing. Even if Gibbs turns out being a good player, I'm still not going to like it, because positional value, you can find great running backs in the 3rd round, like Achane. But anyways, those are all the big takes I'm going to have. This receiving core is looking pretty good. Puka Nacua is so much better than I thought he even would be. I figured the Rams would play him because they didn't have much in their receiving core, but I didn't think he would be nearly as dominant as he was. I liked the pick. I didn't think he would be number 2 in the NFL in receiving yards and be on pace to break the receiving yard record or something like that. But we'll definitely try to develop him. Also, JSN is kind of the same deal as Bryce Young here. People are like saying that that pick was a mistake. My brother in Christ, it has been 5 games and he is buried behind Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf on a team that has not really used a number 3 receiver for the past like 6 years or something. Give these players time. The O-line isn't isn't great. There isn't really anyone here that's playing super well yet. Darnell Wright is probably the one who's playing the best, I would say. Or maybe Joe Tippmann, he's doing well, but it's a high upside group, we'll say that. And then Sam Laporta is dominant so far. So he's our number one for now. And then the defense, which I don't even think I've showed much yet. Jalen Carter has maybe been the best rookie so far, especially for at least the defensive side of the ball, but Devin Witherspoon and Christian Gonzalez have both been great too. Brian Branch was great before he got injured. I don't love the other safeties we have though, so we'll have to see what we want to do there. Oh yeah, and I love the Vikings picking up Ivan Pace, and he's been pretty damn good so far. Better than I even thought he would be. I thought he would take time to develop, but he's looked good out there. And why isn't this team why are we lined up as a 4-3? I didn't change that. The Panthers have a 3-4 playbook, but the team lines them up as a 4-3. All right, cool. I love this game. But that's all the talking I'm going to do about this team. I could talk forever. So I hope I made you mad. That would be kind of funny. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me try to make people mad one more time. I also didn't like the Jack Campbell pick at all. He's done nothing so far. Very well could. Again, even if he becomes a good player, why are you taking linebacker in the first round? Especially when I thought he was more like a second to third round talent like Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay, anyways, let's get into the rebuild of this team. This should be some crazy development in year one. We obviously have like almost all dev traits. I gave Achan, whatever his last name is, Superstar Dev, because he just had normal, but I think Superstar is very deserving there. But okay, let's get into the rebuild and let's get to the midseason point of year one, and we'll see how this team is developing. Okay, well, Bijan is mentoring Devon Achan, so now he has X Factor. Is Bijan like old enough to mentor somebody? He's a rookie too. It feels weird to do that, but I won't complain about X Factor. We'll take that. Damn. Okay, well, we are 3-3 at the midseason point of year one. I have no idea how this team would do in real life. Oh yeah, and also, I kind of like forgot to mention this. I'm gonna start Bryce Young over CJ Stroud just for now because I know Bryce Young is a lot better in this game. Obviously, Stroud's been better in real life, but whenever I use CJ Stroud, he's awful, so we're gonna try Bryce Young. Finally getting some dev traits revealed. Witherspoon and Anderson only have Star and Carter? I didn't know that, but hopefully we can get them all dev traits. We'll see. I would have maybe given them Superstar if I knew that, though. But yeah, we're doing all right. Just all right. The definition of all right. Our whole division is kind of just doing all right, though. We're all right around mid. The Buccaneers being the best one. So really, that's all there is for us to do here. Literally, like, nothing. So let's get to the end of year one, and we'll see if this team can somehow make the playoffs. Okay, well, apparently rough second half to the first season of this rebuild, as we finish only 6-11, and we're coming off of a 38-0 loss to the Buccaneers. It looks like they won the division at 12-5. I guess they didn't really lose any crazy rookies. The best rookie they lost was Kalijah Cansey, I think? I don't even know if he started for us. But let's check out how the team did. I think I already saw Bryce Young's stats. Yeah, I did, and they weren't great. 3,600 yards, 20 touchdowns, 14 picks. Maybe CJ Stroud would be the guy here, but usually Stroud sucks for me, and I could have phrased that better, but usually Stroud isn't very good when I use him, and Young is. So we're gonna hope that it's the rest of the team's problem. We'll see, but if Young sucks again next year, we'll definitely give it to CJ Stroud. Bijan was good, 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns, 4.7 per carry. I've seen better from him before, but we'll take it. That was still really good. Zay Flowers led the team with 980 yards, 5 touchdowns. Puka Nacua, 970 yards. He already almost has that in real life, or he has like 500 and something, but still. 7 touchdowns for him. Laporta did well, and we didn't really use a third receiver much. Really? I thought this playbook was a lot more pass heavy. That doesn't seem like many yards at all. And then blocking, Darnell Wright was bad, but the rest of the line was pretty good. Darnell Wright was like really bad though in comparison. It looks like we passed a decent amount though, 477 attempts. That's about mid, I think, here. But let's see if we had any big performers on defense. Ooh, Dayan Henley. 140 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 2 2 picks, 11 pass deflections. He was a monster. He might win Defensive Rookie of the Year. We'll see. Obviously, I would hope it goes to somebody on this team, but you never know. And then tackles for loss, 12 for Carter, 10 for Will Anderson, and then sacks, only 7 for Jalen Carter, only 6.5 for Will Anderson, 6 for Nolan Smith. Not great there. And then interceptions, 3 for Devin Witherspoon, 2 for Dane Henley. Love that as a Seahawks Washington State fan. And then 1 pick for Gonzalez, Martin, and Banks. I actually don't know who's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, though. Probably Bijan. I just answered my own question real quick. My guess is Bijan Offensive Rookie of the Year, and then Henley Defensive Rookie of the Year. Did I say defensive the first time? Where am I going? Why'd I go to weekly awards? Am I okay right now? I don't know, but Joe Burrow wins MVP here. Definitely not on pace for that in real life. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Christian McCaffrey. KJ Osborne is such a monster in this game. I don't know why. He's like decent in real life, but Bijan's up there at number 6 as a rookie. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. No rookies up there. Offensive Rookie of the Year obviously goes to Bijan Robinson. Jaden Reed at number 2. We could end up trading for like some of these players if I want to eventually, like Tucker Kraft, Michael Wilson, Jaden Reed. Depends on how they develop, of course, but they are options for us for the future. And then Henley obviously wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Garrett Williams also up there, and Emmanuel Forbes definitely not having a great start to his career. But now let's get into the offseason. Our season's of course over, and let's see if we get any dev-ups, and we'll see what we want to do here. There have been some weird scores in the Super Bowl. The Bills destroy the Buccaneers 35-0. Look, I'll give myself a pat on the back. I predicted the Buccaneers to be actually pretty decent this year, and they definitely have been so far. I don't know how the hell they went 12-5 here, though. But we have, obviously, a few upgrades for Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Dane Henley, we will go, I guess, Field General, but what did his dev trait go up to? It looks like there's no little X Factor symbol up there, but that's fine. So he should be a superstar, and he is. Up to a 76 now as well. He's looking good, and then Bijan did go up to X Factor too. So now we should be looking pretty nice. Ooh, does JSN just have Superstar in this game? That's pretty good. We'll take that. Also, Bryce Young, does he have Superstar? Yeah, he must. I don't know if I already saw that or not, but he does. And then no other dev-ups on defense, unfortunately, just Henley. God, Jalen Carter should definitely have Superstar, and Anderson, and maybe both of our corners. I don't want to give them it now because that seems kind of cheesy, but I don't know. I think they deserve it. But anyways, let's get into free agency, and I think how I'm going to do this is we're not going to sign like any free agents throughout the rebuild, but we are going to be able to do the draft. I guess we'll count those as more rookies to add to the team, but I don't think I'm going to allow myself to trade for anybody unless they are a real life rookie this year. So if like Jaden Reed really develops, I might trade for him or something like that. But now let's see what we can do in the draft. Oh yeah, I forgot this team isn't going to have first round picks for a while. That's fun. When do we have our first one? Is it in 2 years? Oh, it's just next year. Okay, that's fine. But to be honest, I don't know how much we're going to do in the draft early on at least, unless there's like just a crazy looking player or something. And really, I don't think there is. None of these safeties look very good. Eli Thomas actually might be decent. We might go with him. And one of the D linemen I wanted is still available. Damn, 40 reps. Okay, there are 2 really good looking players actually. Damian Carrington and Eli Thomas. Eli Thomas is a run support safety. He has really good run support ability, and he's not that bad in coverage. I've seen a lot worse. And he has good enough speed, and he has good strength. And then Damian Carrington just looks good across the board. Like, there's not a single complaint I have with him, and he has 40 bench reps. He might have normal dev. And did any of our D linemen develop outside of Jalen Carter? Oh yeah, I do have Miles Murphy playing down there for some reason. I don't know why I have him on the D line, but I do. Okay, you know what? In terms of who has a better chance of starting, I think it is actually Eli Thomas. Do I think he's better? Not necessarily, but he does look good enough. He almost definitely will have normal dev. I've never seen a safety with a dev trait higher than a star. I don't think. But looks like a good player, so let's go with Eli Thomas out of USC. Of course, normal dev, but good speed for a 218-pound safety, good strength, good excel. We'll take it. I don't like his number, though. Number 11 at safety, I don't know. I don't know about that. And now I might just simulate the rest of this draft out, because I don't know who else to go with. Daryl Foster looks good enough. I don't think his coverage is very good, but he seemed pretty good. Will Osborne is a speed rusher with D finesse moves. I don't think I'm interested, believe it or not. Yeah, let's just go with Daryl Foster. We don't even really need a linebacker, but he looks good, so let's take him. Hidden Dev, 86 speed, 87 excel. Sure, we'll take it. Why not? And last pick that I'm going to take here, let's go with Dylan Farr, a center from Boise State. He looks solid. He has good strength, good looking ratings, definitely a better pass blocker. That's his archetype or whatever. He looks fine. We'll take him. Hidden Dev, 87 strength, 80 excel. I was thinking he would have hidden, but we'll see what his overall is. So let's simulate the rest of this out and we'll see how we did. Okay, I mean, this was a fine draft. I forgot that I was gonna decide to use like better draft classes. I was gonna bump the slider up there because I mean, well, actually there was a really good player here, but a lot of the time with just the default draft classes, whatever you even call them, I don't know, there aren't any good players, but there was a really good running back here. I mean, it's a running back, so like meh, but 5'8", 212, that's an interesting build. He looks crazy though. But yeah, the rest of this, I mean, there were 4 picks in a row of 73 overalls at 2, 3, 4, and 5. Not a great draft class, but we got some decent players. I mean, our first pick, Eli Thomas, isn't great. I thought he would be a lot better of an overall. I thought he would be like a 78 or something, but his coverage just really holds him back mostly, and I don't know, his pursuit isn't that good. He'll probably start still, but I'm disappointed, but our other 2 picks were pretty good. Daryl Foster's a 73. He was a 73 at outside linebacker, stayed a 73 at inside linebacker. Awful in coverage, just terrible, but he's a really good run defender. He's athletic, so we'll take it. And then Dylan Farr, I moved to tackle. I don't know why. I mean, I guess he has kind of a tackle build, and tackle was kind of a problem for us. I mean, Darnell Wright was like our one bad lineman last year, so maybe I'll play him at tackle. I don't know. We'll see. And then the CPU did absolutely nothing. The safety isn't bad, actually, at a 69. Nice, but these 3 picks were terrible. So with that, let's get into year number 2 of this interesting rebuild. The positive of this right now is this team's really cheap, but we're going to end up having to re-sign everybody in the same year, so that might be a little tough. We'll see, though. I think that'll be next year. I guess we'll see. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. Hopefully we can get some more development this year, and hopefully we can have like a dominant receiver or something, because none of them were like truly dominant. Nakua and Flowers were good, but I want one of them to have like a 1,200-yard, 10-touchdown year and get like superstar dev and up to like an 80-something overall. Like that's what we kind of need with this receiving core. So we'll see if that happens, and I do think I'm going to start Farr at right tackle. I just have to move him over there. I don't feel like doing that right now though, but I will. And we'll try Bryce Young again, but if he sucks this year, we will definitely try out CJ Stroud. And then on defense, I do need to move some things around here. We'll move Branch to free safety and start Thomas at strong safety. But we're not looking too bad, but we definitely need some better dev traits. We have obviously almost all stars, but only one superstar. I mean, maybe Foster has star, but I guess he hasn't gotten an upgrade point yet, so maybe not. But we'll just have to see how this team does. I mean, it's really well-rounded, obviously, and we at least have a little bit of star talent, like Bijan, Jalen Carter, Devin Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez, Brian Branch. Dan Henley played like a superstar last year, went up to superstar, so we'll see if he can repeat that. But now, let's get into year number 2, and let's get to the mid-season point, and we'll see how this team is doing. Okay, you know what? We're actually doing better this year. We are 4-3 at the mid-season point of year number 2. I looked at our team ranks, and I deadass thought it said our defense points per game were 33. No, it says 23. Okay, thank God. That wouldn't have been possible, but I thought it was so bad that it wasn't even on the list. But 23rd still isn't great. Our defense our defense definitely isn't good yet. Hopefully it can get there. Normally the Panthers playbooks are so good in this game, so I don't want to like switch playbooks, but our defense definitely isn't working out yet. Oh, but we already have players to re-sign. I thought it wouldn't be until next year. But we have Henley, JSN, Sam Laporta, Mozzie Smith, Nolan Smith. Okay, there isn't anybody like too crazy yet, but definitely a decent amount of starters. Henley I obviously want back. We'll go 5 years, 36 mil, and he does re-sign. JSN has superstar, so I like that, even though he hasn't really produced yet. 4 years, 22 mil. He re-signs Sam Laporta. We will go 5 years, 41 mil. I don't know how many I'm going to show of these, but I'll try to get back a majority of our players here that are at least starters. Mozzie Smith will bring back. Nolan Smith isn't interested, but he's not that expensive. He resigns. Paris Johnson was a stud last year. 4 years, 44.4 mil. We might have to up it a little bit. We'll see. Or he might not re-sign at all because it looks like he just doesn't want to be on the team. Miles Murphy isn't really a scheme fit here, but 11 years. No, not 11 years. 2 years, 11 mil. And I'll try to get the rest of these figured out because this is going to take forever. Okay, well, we got a few of them back, but a lot of the rest of the guys here are just like backups, or like we're trying to sign them and they just rejected, or we'll probably re-sign them at the end of the year. So a decent amount of the guys left here probably will be coming back, but A, there's no point in paying them because a lot of them are going to be backups, and B, I want to make sure we have money for the big guys next year like Carter, Witherspoon, Branch, whatever QB we're going with, Gonzalez, like all them. So I don't want to use all of our money here, but there are more guys there that I do want back. But that's all there is for us to do here, so let's get to the end of the year. And hopefully we don't fall off a cliff, although based off how our team is doing in terms of like points per game and yards allowed, we very well could fall off a cliff. I guess we'll just see what happens. All right, well, surprisingly, here we are, and y'all know what this means if you've seen one of my videos before. Super quick, if you haven't already, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. It really helps out the channel. But I've been plugging this a lot lately. Be sure to turn on notifications if you want to get notified whenever I upload a video. It'll make it so you're one of the first people to ever see these. I like respond to early comments and heart them and all that stuff. I used to respond to a lot more, but I just do not have the time. I feel bad about it, but there are a lot more now and I have a lot less time now. So I'm trying to be better about that though, because I appreciate you all a lot. Damn. But if you couldn't already guess, in year number 2, we finished 10-7, making the playoffs. So in other words, we did not collapse like I thought we would. Although, I don't know how we made the playoffs. We finished with the 19th offense and the 23rd defense for points per game. I mean, I'll take being in the playoffs, but I don't know if we're there yet. I don't know if we should be here. Bryce Young was... he was okay. 3,300 yards, that's it. 22 touchdowns, 13 picks. What makes this playbook good? Like, is it just the players the Panthers have? I don't know. Bijan with about 1,350 yards, 4.7 per carry, 12 touchdowns. He was good. I've seen him do a lot better, though. Oh, receiving yards were really low. Zay Flowers was our leading receiver with only 800 yards, 9 touchdowns, and not much outside of him. The blocking was awful from the tackles, Paris Johnson and Dylan Farr. Don't think we'll be re-signing Paris Johnson, I guess. And on defense, Dan Henley led the team with 124 tackles for loss, 16 for Carter, 12 for Mozzie Smith, 10 for Miles Murphy. I didn't even think he got that much playing time. And then sacks, 7.5 for Will Anderson, but that's it. Something I'm learning is the rookies in this game, if you put them all on the same team, they play like shit. Some of them do well, like Will Anderson was pretty good this year, and Henley's been really good throughout the rebuild, but that's it. That's about it. But interceptions, Joey Porter Jr. with 6, so he was good. Only 3 pass deflections, but with those picks, I'll take it. I guess this is what really saved our season. 3 for Devin Witherspoon, 2 for Henley, Gonzalez, and Foster as a rookie. We'll take that. He had a good rookie year. Should be up there at least for defensive rookie of the year. And then 1 pick for Eli Thomas and Brian Branch. Wish our safeties did a little better, but it is what it is. Our corners were amazing, but that's interesting. Dak wins MVP. I just want to delete him from my roster files. I mean, it seems like he's doing better again in this game. Like, he's winning MVP more consistently again, and I don't like it. I'm sick of it. But Offensive Player of the Year goes to Saquon Barkley. At least that's kind of realistic if he could actually stay healthy for a full year. Defensive player of the year goes to Aaron Donald. No Panthers. I didn't see any Panthers up here either. No Bijan even. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Denard Young for the Vikings. No Panthers. I don't even think we had a rookie on offense other than our lineman. And then defensive rookie of the year goes to Allen Priestley on the Giants. Daryl Foster at 3. I thought he would maybe win it, but apparently not. And then our safety wasn't even up there. You hate to see it. But we are, of course, in the playoffs. I don't know how long we're going to be in the playoffs for, because we're not that good of a team. But we have a first of many scenario here. Oh god, we're playing the broken team too. I guess the Panthers are a broken team in this game too, most of the time, except for when I use them, of course. But we're going to be taking on the Dallas Cowboys, so let's simulate this game out, and I can't wait to get absolutely dicked. Never mind, we dick them somehow. 31-3. Why and how? Why and how? I mean, I'll take it, but we're an 81 overall team that wasn't even that good. And we destroy the Cowboys, who are a good team in real life, were a good team here, and are busted in this game. So, I mean, I'll take it. I don't understand how, but I'll take it. We have a recap for the first of many, though. Give us those sweet, juicy, succulent staff points, please and thank you. And we have some upgrades. I don't know if it's going to be anyone important. Oh, never mind. It is some of our best players. Bijan, Jalen Carter. I mean, Jalen Carter kind of sucks here. I mean, he's not great at least, but in real life, he's obviously a monster. Dylan Farr, who sucked, and Miles Murphy, who got a lot of tackles for loss, but got 1 sack, so I don't know. But we're going to be facing the Eagles in the divisional. They're an 85 overall. They went 12-5. They had the number 2 scoring offense, the number 4 defense for points allowed. They scored 27.5 points per game and only allowed 18.4. This might be tough for us, but I thought it would be in the last one, and we won it, so you never know. But now that I said that, we're guaranteed gonna lose this. Okay, we do. 21-13. We don't get smoked like I thought we would, but we still do lose. As we probably should, to be fair. We're not a great team yet. And now, heading into the offseason, I actually might explore some trades. We'll see. Because I want to see if there are any real-life rookies that are doing really well here. I know that, ironically, a player that is in the Super Bowl right here, in Jaden Reed, we might end up trading for as the Packers win it 24-17. And we might try to steal one of their players, depending on how he has developed. But for the rest of the guys we're going to have to re-sign, let's see if any of them, randomly became interested. Jahmyr Gibbs did, but, he's, our 4th string running back. Josh Downs, we'll see if he takes neutral, 2 years, 8.6 mil. Okay, cool. He's just good depth at receiver. I like him a lot in real life. And he's been pretty good for the Colts so far, but just isn't a starter here yet. Could be, I guess, but I think we have younger and already better guys. Should I re-sign Darnell Wright? I mean, he sucked the first year, but the guy we replaced him with was maybe worse. Well, no, he allowed 10 sacks too. Do we... I guess I can re-sign Darnell Wright just for depth, and he does re-sign. Yay, I guess. Paris Johnson was horrendous. Kalijah Cansey's good depth, I guess. 2 years, 9.2 mil. He re-signs. Keanu Benton's a starter, but he's not interested. We'll offer him 4 years, 30.4 mil, and he re-signs. Okay, we'll take that. John Michael Schmitz is a starter. How was he this year? He's already 26, though. 4 sacks allowed. We might be able to find someone better. I mean, that's not bad at all, but he's 26 and only a 75 overall. Another player I like in real life hasn't been very good for the Giants so far, but, their whole line is absolute dog shit, so I can't really blame him in specific. Joe Tippmann, I guess, is kind of interested. For now, he's our starter at center. Ivan Pace, low-key one of my draft crushes just because he was such a different player. I was shocked that he went undrafted, but I'm not shocked that he's been pretty good this year. And he re-signs. Another one of my draft crushes, Adetomiwa Adebawore, but I don't know if we really need him back. He does re-sign though. I mean, these players are all cheap. That's why I'm re-signing so many. And Osiris Torrance we get back. He's been good for us. Only 2 sacks allowed each of the last 2 years. Brian Brzee rejects us. You hate to see it. Felix Anudike Uzama re-signs. I guess we'll take that. Deontay Banks rejects us, but we already have our top 3 corners. Okay, is anyone else here a starter? Because I think we've re-signed enough players at this point. I think we're fine letting the rest of these guys go. Even though I do like some of them in real life, it's just they either haven't played well for us or they haven't played at all, and there's no point in re-signing them. So now, let's get into the offseason, and we'll definitely have some drafting to do, but let's see if we can make any trades happen here. Okay, we are going to be trading Kalijah Cansey and Felix Anudike Uzama, 2 players players that we literally just re-signed in a 5th round pick to the Chiefs for Rashee Rice, a player that I did not like in the draft. But as soon as I saw he went to the Chiefs, I was like, okay, that's probably going to work out. I mean, playing with Patrick Mahomes, is definitely a good thing for receivers. And he's been solid so far for sure. But he's an 80 overall here with Superstar. He'll immediately be our #1 receiver. So we'll take that. And we just have to give up the depth to get him pretty much. That's a weird trade to almost go through. Just a straight up upgrade at receiver. All right. This is a weird rebuild. Okay, we're trading Jordan Addison, Ford, our 3rd string QB, and Baptiste, our 6th string receiver, for Quentin Johnston. This would definitely be a weird trade in real life to trade Jordan Addison for Quentin Johnston because Addison's been a lot better so far, but Addison's a higher overall here and the same age, so we're upgrading here. And I don't really see anyone else that could start for us, so I think that was it. We could go for DJ Turner if I wanted to. He's looking pretty good. 77 with star. He would be our #4, but he doesn't look bad. I don't know what the hell we would trade for him, though. There's Anthony Richardson, which he isn't doing amazing here, but if you watched my Colts 10-year rebuild, he turned into one of the best quarterbacks of all time, so it kind of makes me want to go for him, but we don't exactly have a great surrounding cast, and he isn't a better overall than Bryce Young, so I don't know. But we might think about replacing Bryce Young, so we could do it, but I don't know. And I guess we're going to try to re-sign Paris Johnson. I mean, he was really bad this year, but the year before he wasn't. He was really good, actually. So we're going to hope that we can get that from him again. I want to do something in free agency, so we'll try to bring him back. So let's see if we can get him, and no, he doesn't want to sign at least yet. Okay, I don't think he's very interested in us, and he apparently wasn't at all. Even though we had a lead, he went to the Cowboys. All right, go fuck yourself then. Damn. I don't know if I've ever had that happen before, someone be that uninterested where we still have a lead for a while and they just reject it. A good lead at least, a green interest level. But anyways, let's see what we can do in the draft. We definitely have some work to do, but our players are definitely coming along now, especially Bijan Robinson. Okay, well, in the draft, we pick at number 26. I'm glad we at least made the playoffs once in this rebuild, because this team still isn't great, but with a good draft here, I mean, if we can make this offensive line a little better, and I guess maybe go for another safety, but that didn't work out well last year. I don't know, if we can do those two things, we could turn into a really good team. We'll see. I didn't even click go to next round, but it went down. It's trying to make me accidentally skip our 1st round pick. But let's see what we do want to do with our 1st round pick. There goes a lineman I was looking at. God damn it. That sucks. I don't really see a great center or a great lineman that we would need to take here. This guy actually looks crazy. Luke Wilds. He looks pretty wild. I'm hilarious. You should all subscribe if you haven't already. Ooh, Chad Nichols. Is that the name of a real person? That sounds like a real person. He looks pretty good though. He's not a scheme fit, but elite strength. Elite change of direction. Yay, that's just what I want for a lineman. His strength is really good. That's about all I can say is really good. I mean, I guess he has A, awareness, and lead block. This dude screams normal dev, though, but he looks like a good player either way. He would need to be a tackle, though. He's 6'8", but that's fine. We can move that one guy we played at tackle back to center, where he would hopefully do a little better. I don't know how I feel about Darnell Wright or this guy at left tackle, but I accidentally pressed A. I was going to take him anyways, but I was going to think for a second, but I probably would have taken him anyways. I don't know if I would call 92 strength elite, though. It's that's good. That's really good. I think of elite as 95. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know. But we'll take it. 69 speed, nice. That's good. That's fine. He's a good player. I'm just always underwhelmed by players' ratings and everything when I actually see them. And is there a good zone safety here at all? I don't see one with higher than D zone coverage, or there's one with C zone coverage. Ooh, yay. Must be a great player. No, I want at least B. I don't know. There's a guy here named Will Aldridge who is 407 pounds. This dude is a boulder. A tackle, B power moves, 42 bench reps. Believe it or not, at 400 pounds, he's not the fastest in the world with 5.37 speed. He does have elite acceleration, though. What the fuck? I don't know. This guy, we have bigger needs, but he looks crazy. I'm probably again going to be disappointed by his overall, but I think he'll have like 95-ish speed, or not speed, good lord, 95-ish strength. I guess we'll see. Let's take him. 97 strength, but no dev trait. He also has 59 speed, but 87 acceleration. And so how the hell do you have 72 agility at 407 pounds? He also doesn't look 407 pounds. I mean, he looks big. He looks like 300-ish pounds, not 407. I've seen quarterbacks that look fatter than him. Like, what is this game? Is this game real? Is this a real game that a company put out? I mean, that's a weird point to complain about, but still, it's just so weird. Everything about this game is weird. And now I guess let's go with Luke Wilds, another good-looking offensive lineman. I'm surprised he doesn't have elite strength. I think I already said that, but he looks good. A run block, a pass block finesse, a lead block, potentially a run block finesse. I just heard a weird-ass noise, but he looks like a good player. So let's go with Luke Wilds out of Clemson. Hidden dev, 91 strength, really good excel, good jumping for whatever that's worth. Looks 50 years old. Looks like a dad who's said a few slurs in his life, probably. I don't know, he looks like a good enough player. That'll work. We'll take it. I don't know where the hell we're gonna play him, because our plan was to move that one guy to center. So I guess we'll play that guy we just took at guard. I don't know, I just want good O-linemen, regardless of where. We can figure out where they're gonna play. We'll worry about getting actual good linemen first, though. But I think that was the last pick I'm gonna show, so I will see y'all for the draft recap. Okay, well, this is certainly a draft. It was actually good. Chad Nichols is a... Okay, hold on, that's gonna bother me. Who's Chad Nichols? That's definitely the name of somebody. I guess it just looks like a steroid user. The only thing that comes up is like a beyond ripped dude. Yeah, that's real for sure. That's 100% natural. Yeah, I don't know. Chad Nichols looks like a good player though. Back to the rebuild. 74 overall. I honestly thought he would be a little better, but that's the theme of a lot of players I pick. I just apparently suck at drafting. I don't know. But I feel lied to a lot with players, so that's fun. But again, it looks like there weren't that many good players here. Yeah, the best player was a 78 overall. There were 3 of them. Okay, I'm gonna do this before I forget. Oh, hold on, I saw it there. I accidentally went past it. Edit draft class strength, and then, I wish there were, like, a few more sliders instead of, like, just strong and very strong. I wish you could, like, almost percentage it, but I guess we'll go strong for all of them. I hope that doesn't mean there are going to be like 85 overalls for the most part, but I guess we'll find out what happens. I've never used that before. But yeah, anyways, back to how our draft was. We got some good players. They were literally all a 74 when I moved them around to where I want them to play. Nichols is 76 at guard, so I could put him there, but I could do that. What's Wilds at tackle? He's 6'3". I don't want a 6'3 tackle and a 6'8 guard. We're not going to do that. We'll keep it how it is. And then Will Aldridge is fine, but I mean, he's good, but he only has a normal dev. But Jerron Carradine is a 74 with hidden. He's 340 pounds. We got some big dudes out here. No homo, but maybe a little bit. 94 strength, good block shed. Yeah, he's gonna get more playing time than Aldridge, even though Aldridge was a little bit higher of a pick. I guess he wasn't that much higher in the same round. And then the rest of the draft, I took all 3 of these guys. These 2 weren't great, but Xavier Robertson does have hidden dev. He was a corner, and I moved him to safety because none of the safeties looked good. Somehow he's a hybrid scheme, even though he has 66 man coverage. Okay, but yeah, we're going to develop him as a zone safety. I don't know if he's going to start, but we might start him. We'll see. But anyways, good draft, good enough at least, and let's get into year 3 of the rebuild. Okay, well, heading into year number 3, here's a look at the team, and we're looking pretty decent. We're up to an 80 overall, which isn't the best in the world, but, you know, this is still a team with a massive amount of room to grow. So we'll have to see how much we can develop this year. Hopefully we can do better than last year, but year 3 has been not great for me in rebuild, so don't expect a ton this year, I'll say. But yeah, just the theme of this season is gonna be, can we develop the team? That's really it. Can we develop the guys we have, and if not, what are we gonna do? That's the theme. We do have a lot of players here that are a decent overall, but a lot of them aren't playing great. It's mostly just our cornerback group carrying us right now, and Dan Henley and Bijan Robinson, and that's like it. But let's get to the midseason point of year 3 and we'll see how this team does. Okay, well, at the midseason point of year 3, we're 3-4. Not great. However, our offense is doing really, really well. Our defense just, it's not great. We're number 18 for points per game allowed. And really, our defense hasn't been that good this whole time. So after the year, we definitely might think about a playbook change there, but for re-signings, definitely our best players all here. We'll start with Bijan. We'll offer him 6 years, 84 mil, and he re-signs. Joey Porter was really good last year. We'll offer him 3 years, 16 mil. That's not too bad at all. Devin Witherspoon isn't interested, unfortunately, but we'll offer him 7 years, 97 mil. He re-signs. Christian Gonzalez will offer 7 years, 95 mil. He's also not interested, and he doesn't take it. So we'll have to up it a little bit at the end of the year. And then Jalen Carter hasn't been all that good, but 4 years, 56 mil, I'm fine with that. And he doesn't take it either. So I don't know, man. He hasn't been great at all. But Brian Branch, 4 years, 32 mil. He re-signs. Will Anderson, again, hasn't been that good, but 6 years, 74 mil isn't too bad. He re-signs. And CJ Stroud, I feel bad we haven't given him a chance, but Bryce Young is finally starting to do a little better, but how much better? Here, how about this? If CJ Stroud takes this right here, then I might start him next year. But if not, we'll just pick up the 5th year for Bryce Young. God, that's going to be so expensive, though. I don't know if I want to do that. That's going to be paying 2 quarterbacks a lot of money. I don't know. We'll re-sign Zay Flowers, 4 years, 36 mil, and he's not interested. Peter Skoronski, 4 years, 57 mil. He re-signs. Puka Nacua, is he even a starter here anymore? I mean, he really hasn't developed for us. But 5 years, 38 mil isn't bad at all, and he doesn't re-sign. It's crazy how, like, none of these players were interested. That kind of sucks. But now down to just 36 mil to work with. I mean, obviously we can restructure some contracts, but this team is not cheap anymore. So we'll have to see what we want to do with the rest of those at the end of the year. But speaking of that, let's get to the end of the year, and hopefully we can finish with a pretty good record. We'll see. Okay, well, in year 3, we finished 10-7, and we do make the playoffs. I kind of felt like we would, because our offense was doing so well. Our defense actually ended up being really good. We had the number 9 offense, number 10 defense, apparently. We'll take that. I wish our offense finished as good as it started, but I'm not going to complain about making the playoffs. Let's check out our season stats, though. Bryce Young still wasn't great. 3,400 yards, 23 touchdowns, 9 picks. I mean, he's on the team he's usually on. Clearly, his surrounding cast is a little different, but I mean, it might be better with Bijan Robinson. I think this is a better receiving group than they have in real life, and the line is also probably better than theirs in real life. But Bijan, 1,600 yards, 6 yards per carry, 11 touchdowns. He was a stud. Rashee Rice, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. Not much outside of him, though. But at least we had a 1,000-yard receiver finally. Blocking was very good. How many sacks allowed is that? Only 16? Okay, we'll take that. Yeah, just slightly better than the Panthers' offensive line in real life. I mean, he's probably already been sacked like 20-something times in real life. Let me see. Or maybe not, because he's been injured. Okay, yeah, only 12 times, but that's still almost as many as his full season here. But on defense, Dan Henley with 125 tackles led the team. Tackles for loss, we had a lot of players with almost the same amount. Carradine with 15, 14 for Anderson and Carter, 10 for Smith. And then sacks, 9.5 for Jalen Carter led the team. Finally, a really good year from him. Of course, in a contract year. Will Anderson, of course, in a contract year too, with 9 sacks. Only 5 for Nolan Smith. He really hasn't been that good. I think he was good the first year, well, he was okay the first year. He has a total of 12.5 sacks over 3 years. That's not great. We might look for a replacement there. He could be some good trade value. And then interceptions, 3 for Henley, Witherspoon, and Xavier Robertson as a rookie. Looks like he had a solid year, 70 tackles, a tackle for loss, and 3 picks. I don't think that's going to be enough for Defensive Rookie of the Year, but I guess you never know. It's probably going to go to a linebacker or something who also happened to get like 3 picks, but also probably had like 120 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, and 2 2 sacks or something. And then Christian Gonzalez and Joey Porter each had a pick. But let's check out yearly awards. MVP goes to Dak Prescott. I am gonna do some things that may or may not be legal. I don't know. What team are we? We're the Panthers. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jalen Hurts. Bijan at number 9. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. Will Anderson at 8. Surprisingly, no Jalen Carter. I thought Carter was better, but oh well. And then Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Damian Ballard for the Cowboys. Why do I feel like I was looking at him at some point? I don't know. No Panthers, and Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Dante Murphy. Of course, on the division rival Saints. Xavier Robertson at 3. I'm having a hard time reading. Jaron Carradine at number 4. So no awards, unfortunately, but I didn't really expect any. But we are going to be taking on the 13-4 Detroit Lions here. They're an 83 overall. What's our overall up to? Are we still an 81? No, we're up to an 83 now after some upgrades. So we're looking good. I mean, this team isn't the best in the world, but I'm not doing any free agency here. So I'm working with what we started with and who I can get through the draft, and that's about it. I could do free agency for the final year just so this team doesn't look so boring at the end, but that would kind of defeat the purpose of this. Wouldn't it? I think it might, so I think we'll just stick with this. It'll make it more challenging that way. I mean, I guess Madden rebuilds are always challenging because you can have a 94 overall team and it'll still only go 10-7 and lose in the wild card because EA. But anyways, let's simulate this game against the Lions, and we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can somehow get a win. Okay, we do, surprisingly. I wouldn't have been mad if we lost that. I mean, they were the same overall, and they were at home, but we do win at 27-24, and we have some upgrades. Osiris Torrance and DJ Johnson, yay. Huge there. But now we're going to be taking on the MVP Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Multiple-time MVP here. That's cursed. What's he up to? What's his overall? Do I want to know? Because I have him at like an 82 in my custom rosters. Oh, he's only an 83, but he has X Factor. I think he has Superstar in this game for God knows what reason. But now, let's inevitably lose to the Dallas Cowboys because they're the Dallas Cowboys in Madden. Can't wait. Okay, never mind. I just need to be pessimistic and we'll win. We win 28-14 over the Cowboys. We'll take it. Ooh, and an upgrade for Devin Witherspoon. And Ethan Evans, yay. But let's see if we can take down the Rams and move on to the Super Bowl. I mean, now that we've beat two games that we should have lost, we're probably going to lose this one, where we do actually have a better team than the Rams because, again, EA. Yep, I literally called it, 17-3. If you want to win games, play a better team than yours. If you want to lose games, play a worse team than yours. That's just how it works. But now, I guess let's get into the offseason and we'll see what we can do with the rest of this team. Ooh, Will Anderson got Superstar Dev. I think he should have had that to begin with, to be fair. But we'll take, I guess it's better late than never, arguably. Ooh, and Jalen Carter got Superstar. Again, maybe should have already had it. But again, better late than never. But now, we're going to have some players to re-sign still, and some decisions to make. And the Rams absolutely get bodied by the Bengals, 8-30. 8's a weird score to put up, but that must have happened at the very end. So it was probably almost a shutout. So in a Super Bowl rematch, the Bengals get the better of them this time. But now, for the rest of the players that we have to re-sign, we are not going to pick up the 5th year for Bryce Young because I have a reason. And Jalen Carter, we will try to re-sign, and he does re-sign. Okay, cool. I upped it by a year and then upped the money a little bit. Christian Gonzalez does re-sign too, and CJ Stroud, I'm gonna try to get back. If we can't get him back, it's not the end of the world, but we'll offer him 6 years, 163 mil, and he re-signed. Again, I have a plan. I think it's pretty obvious what that plan is at this point, but I have a plan. Zay Flowers will offer 5 years, 48 mil. He re-signs. Puka Nacua is just whatever at this point. He doesn't want to re-sign. That's fine. He's 25. He's not going to develop that much more, which is stupid as hell, but that's just how it is. The 5th year for Quentin Johnston, we're not even going to get to that point anyways, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but I don't know. Anders Carlson, all right, go fuck yourself then. And then Ethan Evans, do you want to re-sign? Of course not. Why would you? I didn't even know we had Jonathan Cooper. We shouldn't have had him, but I don't think he played a single snap, so that's fine. How did we even get him? Was he on like our practice squad and I just happened to keep him? I don't know. But let's get into the offseason. And let's see what we want to do. Okay, I didn't think that would get accepted, but we're trading Joe Tippmann and Ivan Pace to the Bengals for DJ Turner. I think he could technically be our number 3 corner right now, but I have other plans for him, I guess. Or at least other plans for somebody. That wasn't the trade I had in mind, honestly. But it works. I mean, I won't complain about that. Okay, well, here we are going to be trading Bryce Young to the Commanders for a 1, a 3, a 4, and a 7. So that means we're going to be giving CJ Stroud a chance finally. Maybe he should have had one already, but, you know, like I've said, I've just always seen Bryce Young do a lot better in this game than CJ Stroud, but Bryce Young hasn't been doing much here. So now, we paid CJ Stroud for a reason. We're going to give him a chance. Obviously, like, no stats yet. His longest pass is 5 yards. One of his only, like, 3 pass attempts here. So hopefully he can do better than Bryce Young did. And I think this is the last trade I'm going to do. We're going to trade Nolan Smith to the Bears for a 2nd-round pick. He's just not been very good. The most sacks he's had in a year is like 6. And I think that's going to be a position we're going to look for in the draft. So I like him a lot in real life. He hasn't done much yet in the NFL in real life, but definitely not doing much here. So we'll take that extra 2nd-round pick. But now, I guess we're ready to just get to the draft, so we'll see what we can do there. Okay, well, in the draft, we have the number 9 pick. And I'm just really hoping one of the good pass rushers I saw available are still available, because there were a decent amount. Ooh, and both of the ones I was looking at are still here. Okay. There's Josh Nava out of Florida State. I didn't really get a deep look at these guys after I scouted them, but he looks solid. He's not that fast for a speed rusher, though. 4.72 speed. And then Robert Bailey, basically the same speed. Are these just the same player? They look almost identical. Like, is there any difference? I guess Nava has slightly better block shedding, I guess, but Bailey's a year younger. Let me look at the traits real quick. What's the injury looking like? A to B injury for Nava, C injury for Bailey, and they have literally the exact same player notes. So, dog, this is literally just the same player, copy and pasted. They are almost identical. Nava's a little thinner, though. Bailey's like 10 pounds heavier. But let's go with Josh Nava out of Florida State. Hidden Dev, good enough ratings. I really like the Excel, but nothing like blowing me away there. He just looks pretty good. Good enough. And that's all we were really looking for, so we'll take it. Brian Flemings, what kind of last name was that? Flemings? That's an interesting one. And now with our 2nd first-round pick, what's our, like, big need that we still have? I would say offensive line, but even though it isn't a great overall, it did really well last year. I'm sure it's going to suck this year, but that's inevitable. Really, we don't have many holes at all. Playing Jalen Carter at outside linebacker. That's gross. I guess we could go with another D. We have so many D linemen, though. Maybe another linebacker. Or more pass rush depth. That could be an option, too. Or a receiver if there's, like, a crazy-looking one. But it's going to be hard for whatever receiver we take to start. Unless they're, like, an 80 overall with superstar or something. Which... maybe this is one right here. A, deep route, short route, spec catch, medium route, release, 4.45 speed, 28 bench reps. Yeah, he looks pretty good. Yeah, it's concerning that he hasn't been taken yet, though. That makes me think he has normal dev, but he looks crazy. Frank Stevens also looks good. We could be able to get him in the 2nd round. I mean, he's a 2nd to 3rd round projection, I guess, but we don't pick until almost the very end of the 2nd, so I don't think we'll get him. But let's go with Eddie Britton out of South Carolina. His catching's really bad, though, but everything else looks great. I expect a normal dev, but we gotta take a chance here. He looks crazy. Yeah, normal dev, unfortunately. 4.45 speed is somehow only 89 speed. Okay. I thought it said he had good speed, too. I don't know, whatever. He looks fine. Oh, yeah, wait, we have number 16, so let's go with Frank Stevens. I think this is the last pick I'm going to show. Bad injury, so again, he might have normal dev, but I don't know, just it seems random still sometimes. But good player notes, obviously a really good-looking player, so let's take him here. Hidden dev, 93 acceleration. Damn, that might be the fastest I've ever seen for a non, skill position player. That's crazy, we'll take it. But now I'll see y'all for the draft recap, and hopefully we got some good players. Okay, well, in the draft, we did okay. It's weird to see the, slightly better draft classes because we're still getting like 76 overalls in the 4th round. Like, it's interesting. I definitely like it more. I mean, even with the stronger ones, the best player was only an 80 overall, so like, I don't know. I definitely think I'm going to go with these, though, from now on. We did get 2 of the better players in the class, though. Unfortunately, though, for our first pick, he wasn't exactly the better of the 2 players. Josh Nava, I mean, it's like super close though, but he's a 75, only 22 years old, obviously. He looks solid, but Bailey, the other guy, I think the Browns picked him, or who did I see picked him? The Dolphins. He's a 76 in only 21, so he's like slightly better. Do I want to check his dev trait? I know what it's going to be if I check his dev trait. Okay, no, never mind. It's only stars, so there's still a chance that our guy's better for sure. But yeah, I definitely think I'm going to use the good draft classes from now on. Eddie Britton isn't as good as I thought he was, though. He is a 78, like almost the best receiver in the class, but no dev trait, which does really suck. And like C to F catching was a 79. I thought it was going to be like a 71. That makes it sound a lot worse. I mean, 79 isn't great, but like I've seen much worse, so we'll take it. And then Frank Stevens is a 76. He looks good. And Mike Appeal, this corner I took, he's a 78 overall. Eric Durand, this guard, is a 74. And I think the last pick I took was Cedric Sullivan. He's not very good, though. The plan was to move him to defensive tackle. Is he a decent defensive tackle? Yeah, he's a 69. Nice. So that makes it look not too bad. And then the CPU did pretty well. A 76 running back, a couple decent corners. Not that we need it anymore. I don't know why the CPU went for corners of all positions, but I guess we'll take it because we have to. But now with that, let's get into the 4th and final year of this mess of a rebuild. Okay, well, heading into the 4th and final year of this rebuild, here's a look at the team. Up to an 83 overall, which definitely isn't too bad, and of course we should develop even more throughout the year. And of course we're going to be giving the team to CJ Stroud. We'll see what happens there. I can't wait to see Bryce Young win MVP. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. Also, our backup QB, Adrian Friedman, he threw like 5 picks in the preseason. Yeah, 0 touchdowns, 5 picks in the preseason. I'm glad he's our backup because that's not great. I'm a little surprised that this team hasn't developed much at all, really. Aside from a few players like Bijan Robinson, and I guess Will Anderson and Jalen Carter are finally developing. The corners are too. But our defense as a whole does look pretty good at an 84 overall. And of course, like I said, it should get better throughout the year. So now with that, let's just get straight to the end of year number 4 and we'll see how this team can do. Okay, well, here we are at the end of year number 4, up to an 84 overall. I thought we would develop a little more throughout the year, but I won't complain about that because before I reveal how we did in year 4, again, if you haven't already, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. It sounds stupid, but both really do help out the channel, and it takes you like 2 seconds. I would very much appreciate it. And again, let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all have down below, because if I pick your comment, I'll give you a shout out unless it's already been commented like 40 million times, like this one was. But did we have any dev traits for starters? I don't think. Oh yeah, we had Nava, but he only had star. Gilliard at corner had a hidden dev. I wonder what it was. Probably just star. He hasn't developed that much. But I guess he hasn't played that much. Never mind. Okay, he has superstar. Not that that really matters now, but he has it. Oh, I forgot about Stevens too. He has X Factor. Okay. How did I almost miss that? Wait, he has 42 injury? What? Why does he have 42 injury? That's the lowest I've ever seen. Has he ever played a full season before then? Or like even 4 games in a season? I'm glad we don't have injuries on here. But if you couldn't already tell, also, Bijan's up to a 99. But if you couldn't already tell, in year number 4, we finished 12-5, making the playoffs. I switched our defensive playbook. I don't know if that was like necessary or anything, but I just wasn't liking our defense. I switched it to the Titans, and it wasn't great, but we still went 12-5, so we'll take it. I couldn't remember the good 3-4 defenses. Most of the good ones I see are 4-3s. Maybe the Raiders. Or is their offense just good? I don't know. Either way, let's check out our season stats. CJ Stroud wasn't that good again. Well, not again for him, but just not much going on in terms of passing. We're just not very pass heavy at all. 3,300 yards, 22 touchdowns, 7 picks. I mean, that's not bad, just we didn't pass much. And Bijan, 1,300 yards, 4.6 per carry, 18 touchdowns. Not his best year, but like still amazing. So we'll take it. And then, of course, receiving, we didn't really pass much. So our leading receiver was Rashee Rice with 898 yards, 9 touchdowns. Truly elite. Oh, despite not passing much, Chad Nichols allowed 15 sacks. Okay. How? That might be one of the worst seasons I've ever seen. I guess he was better than Paris Johnson, but the Cowboys probably passed a lot more. Let me check out, like, pass attempts for the NFL. Where did we rank? We were 29th. The only ones with less were Daniel Jones, Sam Howell on the Broncos. Ugh. And then Lamar Jackson. Howell's up to a 78, but why? Nah, I like Sam Howell in real life. He hasn't been as good as I thought he would be, but he's been okay. So yeah, Chad Nichols was horrific. And then Henley led the team with 115 tackles for loss, 14 for Nava, 13 Carter, 12 Anderson, 11 Murphy, and sacks. This was a 12-5 team. Will Anderson had 2 sacks. This game sucks. This game is so bad. An 87 overall superstar had 2 sacks. I'm giving him traits. This game is so ass. Like, unbelievably ass. At least Josh Nava was good-ish. 7.5 sacks, 14 tackles for loss. But literally no pass rush outside of him. And then interceptions. Okay, that carried our defense. 4 for Henley, 2 for Spoon, Gonzalez, and Porter at safety now. And then 1 for... I love Will Anderson getting half as many picks as sacks. This... okay. I love this game. And then MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Bryce Young was up there at number 10, shocker. NFC Player of the Year went to Chris Godwin. Bijan at 4. Elijah Moore on the Vikings up there, all right. And Defensive Player of the Year went to Micah Parsons, a Cowboy, shocker. Former Panther and Frankie Louvu at number 2. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Matt... Wow, English. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Matt Fenton on the Seahawks. And Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Mitchell McAllister for the Saints. Josh Nava at 3. I thought he did well enough to win it, but I guess it doesn't matter anyways because we would get the rewards for that after the year. And this is the last year anyways, so that's fine. But now, let's see who we're going to be taking on in the divisional. The 8-9, 83 overall Seahawks. Okay. It's going to be so great when we lose this game. Who's their QB? Oh, they have Matt Fenton. He's a QB with X Factor. Okay, got it. We're going to lose this game so bad. We're going to get, like, smoked. But let's just simulate it and let's see if we can somehow get a win. Okay, no, we win 24-14. Okay, we'll take it. Again, just got to be pessimistic and you'll win. That's the way to do it. We got a few upgrades there, nothing crazy though. And we have a playoff rivals scenario because we're going to be taking on the 9-8 Buccaneers in the conference championship. The teams we've played in the playoffs so far average out at dead even. They average out at 500. The Bucs don't even look good. They were mid to below average for both offense and defense. Well, I guess their defense is ranked at number 3, but also they were 17th in points per game, so I don't know. But we will go chess match for the playoff rivals. I don't care. It's fine. It gives it to both teams anyways, so. And we're younger, so I guess it benefits us a little more, but it's close, I guess. I don't know. Let's simulate this game against the Panthers. Nope, we're the Panthers against the Buccaneers. And we absolutely destroy them 38-6. Okay, I did not expect that, but we will take it. Ooh, pretty big upgrades here. Will Anderson, Zay Flowers, and Frank Stevens. Now up to an 80 with X Factor, of course. And we have a recap for the playoff rivals. Doesn't this give us like XP and plus 10 something for the next game? Like 2,500 XP or something? Plus 5 hit power and plus 5 staff points. Oh, that's lame. That's boring. Why'd it give us hit power? That's not even what I chose. That's fine. But now let's get to the Super Bowl where we are going to be taking on the 14-3, 87 overall Kansas City Chiefs. We have some upgrades here. Bijan, Achane, and Eric Durand, one of our backup guards, who is a very good backup. Maybe we should start him at tackle. I kind of want to see how Chad, what's his name? Chad something. Chad Nichols. I kind of want to see how he's done through the playoffs to see if Beefy's done better. Wow, we did not allow a sack in the Buccaneers game. And Nichols was our only guy to allow a sack in the Seahawks game, in the divisional. So suddenly we're just amazing. Also, the Seahawks had 2 former Panthers with Chandler Zavala and Bradley Bozeman, and they both sucked. So I'm not going to switch our offensive lineup. It's probably going to bite us here, and it's going to be terrible, but somehow our weakest position has now become our strongest in the playoffs. That's just what happens in the playoffs in this game. Also, this isn't Mikey McDingle. What happened? I was wondering that for the last scenario too. Who's this? This guy looks like John Fossil or something. He looks malnourished. Let's go just the beginning. I shouldn't have picked that. This is the last game, but it doesn't matter anyways. That's fine. Yeah, it still says we have Mikey McDingle in the top right. I don't know who that ghost is there. But let's jump in against the Chiefs and probably get smacked. But if we do, we kind of deserve it because we're not that good of a team, but we will try our best. We have heart. That's what we have. And we have that NFL rookie power. I mean, they have been dominant this year in the actual NFL. It's just Madden doesn't go by the actual NFL with like Dak Prescott winning MVP every year. So I don't know. I spilled coffee. I'm gonna kill myself. Bro, they should bring back the weird like pictures for the loading screens. It's boring to look at the loading screen, but here we go in Hard Rock Stadium. Dude, I have a beefy computer, and I just added a lot more RAM to it, like double what it had, and the Super Bowl in this game is the only thing that can lag it that I've seen so far. But anyways, let's jump to the end of the game and let's see if we can take down the Kansas City Chiefs. And no score so far in the second quarter. We finally put points on the board. We go up 7-0. We've been driving so deep and just not scoring, but we add another touchdown. Now another. We're up 21 to now 7. Now 24-7. They do get a touchdown to make it 24-14. However, it's much too little too late as we win the Super Bowl with a team of rookies 24-14. My headphones were like falling off my head, so I had to move them, but we get the win here. And now the team of rookies led by CJ Stroud are Super Bowl champion. You love to see it. But of course, that is the perfect way to go out, so that's going to be the end for today's rebuild. Again, if you enjoyed, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. Let me see if we hit any dev-ups, actually. Okay, Nava got one, but that's unfortunately it, but that's fine. I was hoping it would be a real-life rookie, but whatever. But again, thank you all so much for watching, and with that, I will see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.